I know the chat to start.
Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cryptic TNG, and finally it's here, Project Cars 2. I managed to get it a day early, and yeah, this is my first real feel of the game, especially in the GT3 car. I did try the McLaren 720 around here. As the game was installing, I could only use that one car and it felt terrible, but I think it was more to do with the fact it was a road car and it just wouldn't slow down. I pressed the brakes, it just wouldn't slow down. But this is my first actual lap around Long Beach Circuit in the GT3, and I thought I'd just give you like a quick little heads up on the game and what I think so far. And yeah, it's definitely it's a lot different in terms of, for me anyway, in terms of the handling and how it feels compared to Project Cars 1. I don't feel like you can be as aggressive as you could on Project Cars 1. On Project Cars 1 you can really like sort of throw it into the corners, last of the late breakers. I felt that was the quickest way to drive, but it's a little bit different on this game, and it's a lot easier to get the car sideways when you're pushing the car through a corner, so you've got to be a little bit more mindful. Obviously I haven't done any sort of long distance races, but I'm pretty sure if you're pushing the car through the corners, then you're just going to be wearing your tyres. But yeah, I mean, graphically, for me personally, it hasn't changed that much. I think the replay cameras, are a lot better than Project Cars 1, but graphically for me it's pretty similar. I haven't done any wet weather yet, which is, I heard, supposed to be a lot better graphically, but for me it wasn't so much about the graphics, it was more about the substance of the game, more about the feeling I got. And I'd probably say, does the handling feel as good as Assetto Corsa? No, but I think it's like a mix between P Cars 1 and Assetto Corsa. It's like a hybrid. Do you know what I mean? So it's not quite as nailed on as Assetto Corsa, but it's a little bit more realistic than P Cars 1. So if you're a fan of the P Cars 1 handling, you won't be disappointed. If you're a fan of Assetto Corsa's handling, then you'll probably like it a bit more than you liked P Cars 1. But as you can see in the Ferrari, I've managed to throw a little setup together. I'm not sure if it's any good yet. The setup's a little bit more in depth, and as you can see on the screen there, you can actually turn the engine mix up, a bit like F1 2017. If anyone plays that, will I play that? I know more of the people that play sim games don't really play F1, but just like in F1 you can really turn the fuel mixer up and stuff like that. So it's quite cool. A few different things, a few things you're gonna have to get used to. Definitely the braking and the way the car tends to get sideways if you're pushing too hard. But I like that. I like the feeling of you can't overstep the limit. I thought on P Cars 1 you could, it was fairly easy to drive at the limit and really take corners in an unrealistic manner. I prefer a bit more of actually having to be a bit kinder to your car. Yeah, but as you can see, the replay camera is definitely a lot better on this game. On the last game, they were used to sort of jump every time they cut the scene. It was just a bit weird, but yeah, I've got the Ferrari feeling pretty nice. I'm going to try all the GT3 cars probably around this track and just compare them. You know, I've got all the stats for the GT3 cars, and it seemed as if they were quite similar. It seemed as if they were quite equal, but obviously on P Cars 1 there was just certain GT3 cars that were just, you were more likely to get people in them cars because they were the cars that could perform mostly around most tracks. And hopefully on this game there's at least 5-6 cars that are at a very similar level. At least that way when we do championships and stuff like that, you'll get sort of a greater mix of cars. But yeah, so far so good. I can't knock the game at the moment. I'm enjoying it, but that's pretty much just my first little lap around Long Beach, and I'll be doing a more in-depth game review probably later on today. Maybe try and chuck a setup out, maybe do 3 videos today. But yeah, Cryptic TNG, thanks for watching, peace.